But you had a great time seeing everybody down there, and I know, Stu, you got to talk to Dustin Rhodes, and who is apparently postponing his retirement now, which I thought was pretty intriguing. What's happening with Dustin, and how is he feeling, and what's his excitement level for his brother right now, too? Obviously, he's got to be a proud big brother with Cody getting this big chance again.
Yeah, Dustin and I have been friends for quite a long time, and I'm the lead commentator for his student showcases for the Rhodes Wrestling Academy. So, I get to work with Dustin quite a bit. So, AEW was kind enough to bring Dustin over here when he was doing the media for AEW Dynamite coming to the area. But Dustin and I have talked off and on forever. The retirement thing is, I think he feels like he's still got a little bit left. Now, look, he's had both knees worked on. He's had, multiple body parts worked on. There was talk that he was going to, sign off after a bit, but he has signed an extension with AEW. He wants to stick around. We saw it. It was taped for Rampage. Dustin Rhodes teaming with none other than Ross and Marshall Von Erich. And you heard the history lesson. It was the first time a Rhodes and a Von Erich had teamed together in 40 plus years.
Wow.
The last time, ironically, Dustin's dad, Ross and Marshall's dad, Dusty Rhodes and Kevin Von Erich teamed back. I think they said 78.
Oh my God.
Wild.
And it was great because Ross and Marshall live in Bernie, which is right outside San Antonio. It's about 2 hours from here in Austin, so it's an easy drive. Of course, Dustin lives in a suburb of Austin, so he's right there. In fact, the school's like 5 minutes from that arena. So it was really cool to see them, and I was lucky enough. Huge thanks AEW let me come backstage and say hi to a lot of folks and to see Ross and Marshall. Ross and Marshall are good friends, and we've seen each other so many times. So it was great to see them back there. So that was a lot of fun. Dustin is very proud of Cody. He wants Cody to finish his story, so to speak. He wants Cody to win that title. It's one of those. It's a point of pride. Bigger brother. Big brother is proud of little brother, and it would not shock me if he makes his way to Philadelphia and is somewhere in the back or whatever to watch Cody try to finish his story. So it was a good night on Wednesday. You got to connect with a lot of folks I've worked with in the past. Both wrestling independently here in Austin and elsewhere. So it was a good night. But yeah, Dustin just he's pretty proud of his brother, and he's looking to like I said, looking to stick around for a little longer. He loves coaching. He loves coaching backstage, especially. He loves working with the girls. He loves working with the women, and really takes a huge point of pride in that. So it would not. Yeah, I mean, I say as long as he can still contribute, let him contribute. He is a name that resonates still, and especially when they do the Texas loop. And Tony Khan has said before how much he loves running shows in Texas, whether it's Austin or Dallas, Fort Worth, or San Antonio. He loves this area, he loves this state. So, and we've got an abundance of independent talent too. You saw, in fact, pull the curtain back a little bit. So the trio that Dustin and Ross and Marshall faced, one of them is Dustin's assistant coach at the Rhodes Wrestling Academy, and another one is a graduate of the Rhodes Wrestling Academy. So, you got to see some talent there, and it's so it's good. Everything's good here.
There you go. Well, the only dream that I have is that somehow, some way, Tony could give Dustin one night at WrestleMania, to have him get involved. I couldn't. I know that it's probably impossible to do. Well, it's never impossible, God, would it be awesome to have Dustin show up that night? I couldn't imagine how amazing that would be, and what a gesture of goodwill it would be to have him pop in there and just, drop Jimmy or something like that just to help out for one
I
time.
agree. I agree. I think that would get a huge reaction, and especially if it leads to Cody winning. Yeah.
Right.
I think that'd be the even more perfect way to finish that story.
It would.